like, be honest, you were out selling that cat and that's how you met him. And I was.
Not real. This is not real. Yo, I don't care about, your real passions in life. I don't care about, what's your purpose? What did God call you to do on this earth? I don't care about none of that. All I care about, if you pay my 2021 Kia.
Can't keep going.
Hi guys, I'm Leah. If you're new, welcome. So little on me, minding my business. I'm just scrolling through Twitter like any other day, right? And I see this. It says, this woman met her now fiance at dinner. She told him that first night her kitty had a $1,000 price tag. And he was like, okay, bet. It's sad to say we're definitely living in an era where prostitution is normal. And I know that sounds like extremely harsh, but it is what it is. Like, that sounds extremely harsh, but it is that. I feel like even when it comes to dating, like, I blame the city girls. I do. Even when I wasn't taking my life serious with God, I still wasn't even on that city girl energy. Like, I wasn't over here like, okay, using a man for his bag and all this type of stuff. Like, I wasn't even on that energy even then, and I'm still not. And the problem I have is the fact that a lot of girls, I'm a millennial, so I feel like a lot of us that are in our 20s, especially women, it's like everything is so money driven. And don't get me wrong, we all want a man that is financially stable, on your level or above. We all want that. You know what I mean? Like, that's, God created men to be providers. You understand? But I also feel like it's important for you to have your own bag as well as a woman, right? But out selling that cat is crazy. Like,
on my comments all the time, and they're like, be honest, you were out selling that cat and that's how you met him. And I was, because having a price on my kitty cat. So I met my now fiance at one of my favorite hotel bars that I used to go to in Boston. I was actually waiting for my friend because she and I were gonna go a little bar hopping. So as soon as I walked in and sat down, I think I was sitting down for probably like 2 minutes, he walks in with his guy friend. Immediately they walk up to me. First thing he said was, can I buy you a drink? Take notes, ladies. That is how a gentleman approaches a woman sitting at the bar. He didn't ask me my name. He didn't ask me what I did for a living. He didn't ask any of those things. He just asked me what I wanted to drink. And the bartender was making our drinks. I excused myself to the lady.
If one of my friends ever told me, yo, you were out selling that cat, be honest, that's how you met him, nah, like, I'm gonna be insulted. Like, I'm not even holding you. Like, what? Toxic men, great men, they're gonna ask you, hey, can I buy you a drink? Like, that's just basic. They're gonna ask you that. You know what I mean?
And I wanted him to see my legs because my legs were out and I was looking good, okay? And when I came back, the sitting arrangements had changed because originally his friend was sitting next to me and he was sitting on the other side to his friend. And when I came back from the bathroom, him and his friend had exchanged seats. So I obviously caught game because I'm like, okay, so obviously he really likes me, which is fine because he was the one that was swiping the card. Then at this point, my friend walks in, he offers to buy my friend a drink, and we're hanging out, we're getting to know each other, and at the end of the night, he asks me if I want to come back to his place. And obviously I told him it was gonna cost him because I'm sorry, you just met me. So if you're gonna assume I'm going to be a hoe that gets paid. I'm not a free hoe. And he told me,
not real. This is not real. Yo, okay, first of all, he tried it when he was on some can I take you back to my house. That's like, the thing that is so funny to me, it's the fact that she's like, oh, he tried me like I was some HOE, so I'm gonna give him that HOE energy. And it's like, it's either you are or you're not. You know what I mean? It's either one or two things. Like, there's no in the middle. It's either black or white.
That, you know, that wasn't something that he does, and he doesn't carry, you know, that amount of cash on him. But he then proceeds to tell me that he would still like to get to know me and take me out to dinner one day. Most men are threatened by women that have a price on their kitty. So I was actually surprised to hear him say he would still like to take me out to dinner, even though I turned him down or told him that it was going to cost him some coins.
Wow, that right there was low-key prostitution a little bit, but in such a nice looking package. Because we all know, like, you know, hookers or prostitutes or whatever you want to, you know, call them, it's not glamorized. Like, in movies, you know, they're usually on drugs. They usually look busted up, or, you know what I mean? Like, it's not glamorized, right? The only movie that it was ever, like, maybe glamorized was Pretty Woman, I believe. But even with that, you know, But this right here, and this is the problem I feel like with our generation, it's becoming glamorized. And I definitely blame the music for that, honestly. And y'all, I was guilty of this. You know, you rapping, you singing lyrics. I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me, and I got this. You know what I mean? Like, so I mean, you're saying all of the lyrics, right? But everything is so packaged nicely that, like, you totally forget, like, it's not even about, hey, if you actually like me or you think I'm a valuable woman. It has nothing to do about that. It's all about what can you give me, and I'll use my, you know, kitty cat for power and to get anything I want. So she was almost, I'm not even gonna hold you. If he would have put $1,000 on that table just to have sex with her, she would have definitely took it. She would have definitely took it. And the problem with this is the fact that the standards are low. The standards, it's low. It's low. It's definitely low. And I feel like a lot of women nowadays, you know, we want to act like we're that girl, you know, like we're valuable and, you know, I got this amount of money. I'm an entrepreneur, so he should respect me. Oh, I'm a baddie. Like, you should respect me. But it's like, does he really respect you? Does he really respect you? Because at the end of the day, you were willing to take $1,000 and then you were going to give him that? First and foremost, honestly, y'all, casual sex it's dangerous. And I don't feel like we talk about it enough. We don't talk about it enough. We don't talk about the fact that when you have casual sex, we all know the dangers of having casual sex, you know, the disease aspect of things. Like, we all learned that probably in middle school, or your parents told you about that. So that's not what I'm talking about. The physical aspect, yeah, you can get HIV, you can get all that, you can get pregnant, you understand? So we're not talking about that. I'm talking about, like, the spiritual aspect of things. Like, there's a thing called soul ties. Soul ties. Soul ties. Meaning you're literally joining with this other person and y'all are exchanging spirits. You know, y'all are almost, you're forming a covenant, a marital covenant, because God literally wants us to wait until marriage so that we can avoid the heartbreak and the babies, the unwanted babies, and, you know, all types of diseases and things like that. He made sex for your husband and your wife, you know? So nowadays, things like this is all you see on social media. Like, and then now I'm thinking, okay, I got a daughter, I got 2 daughters, but I got a little sister. She's 14 years old. So imagine she's scrolling on, you know, TikTok, and she sees that. And in her mind, she's thinking, oh, okay, so a man gotta pay up, you know, to respect me. Or a man gotta pay up, you know, if he wants to have sex with me. Like, no, I think it's just polished up. The whole, like, the whole thing is polished up, but it's really, you know, low-key prostitution if you want to think about it. And when I saw that video, I was just kind of like, wow, like people really out here doing that. So then, y'all, I scroll through the comments, right? It says she told him that in order for her to be exclusive with him, he had to pay the bills. The men in her life were paying and he agreed.
Birthday month. We met like 3 weeks before my actual birthday, and for my actual birthday I was going to Morocco. We went on our first date, and then we went on our second date a week before I was supposed to leave for Morocco. So he already, you know, asked me out for our third date, but because it was my birthday month, I told him that I wasn't gonna go on a third date with him unless he was gonna have a gift for me, because it's my birthday month. You are courting me, you want to take me out, you want to spend time with me. What do I look like spending time on my birthday month with a man who's not gonna buy me a gift? And once again, he wasn't offended by that, and he said of course he could do that on our third day. So we went out to eat, and then he was like, would you like to go back to my place? On this day I said of course. Also, my gift was at his house. I wanted to see what the gift was. So we go to his house. He got me this cute Louis Vuitton purse with this Chanel perfume. Also a basket filled with like masks, chocolate, little things that girls like. Like, he literally put a lot of thought into it, and I was like, that is so sweet.
Now, the gift basket was a cute gesture because all the things in that gift basket, it was cute. All girls love that, right? We all love it, okay?
Baby, relax. Hold on, we need to talk about it. I was like, what are we doing? And so he then proceeded to ask me to be his girlfriend. But like I said, I was thotting and bopping. So I had a roster of men that were taking care of me, paying my bills, buying me nice things, taking me on vacation. So I told him that there was no way I could give him exclusiveness unless he was willing to take care of everything that these other guys were taking care of, which was my bills, my, you know, car, everything. And once again, he wasn't threatened by it, and he agreed. Said of course that's something that he can do. I then was like, okay, I'm going to be your girlfriend. And so then I became a stay-at-home girlfriend, and I didn't have to go out and thought and bop anymore, you know, because I had him paying my bills. Time I had my own place, he had his own place. We did not start really living together until after we got engaged. And even after we got engaged, I still lived in my own place for a while. You guys like to hear the story about how I got him to propose to me? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, that is how I met my now fiance. The moral of the story is, don't let anybody tell you that your past is going to determine your future. And a man that really loves you is going to love you regardless of what you did and the mistakes that you made in the past.
I'm only gonna be with you. I'm gonna be your stay-at-home girlfriend or whatever. I didn't even know that exists, a stay-at-home girlfriend. I'm only gonna be these things unless you pay up and pay for everything financially for me. That is all I care about. I don't care about your walk with Christ. I don't care about your character as a man. I don't care if you are abusive or a narcissist or manipulative or any of these things. I don't care about your real passions in life. I don't care about what's your purpose? What did God call you to do on this earth? I don't care about none of that. All I care about, if you pay my 2021 Kia. No. And a lot of women right now, they're on that energy. And okay, look, it's okay for a man to take care of you. We want providers. I want a provider. We want that. But when all of that fades away, when all of that is taken away, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Seriously, like, what is your character looking like? Like, what is the trauma that you need to get over? You know, do you have some trust issues? Are you a liar? You understand? What fears do you have? Like nobody cares about that anymore. It's all about, yo, what can you do for me? And then it's extremely dangerous to be someone's sugar baby. Okay? And we're gonna touch that right now because, y'all, when I was scrolling through the comments, so someone put here, oh my God, not this girl. I used to see her sugar baby OnlyFans scrolling through, you know, YouTube, and thought to myself, damn, she a hot mess. Fast forward, I live for her rebrand. You know, when I'm all for Black women rebranding too. And honestly, nobody wants to talk about the dangers of being a OnlyFans model or a sugar baby or, you know, just all of that, like, no, or escort. Everybody wants to glamorize it, or the only time you're really insulted is when someone calls you, you know, a hoe or something like that. You know, excuse my French. But the main concern you should be worried about is your safety, because there's a lot of women out here that are dying playing that game, you know, doing OnlyFans and doing escorting and doing all of that. You understand what I mean? Like, it's dangerous. So for her to be on some, oh, I got a roster and, you know, I had all these men paying my bills and all this type of stuff, like, yo, that's dangerous. That is dangerous. We're not even thinking about that, because all day and every day the city girls and, you know, all these rappers, they're coming to you with that energy as well. Like, yo, what can you do for me? You better pay me. You better pay this. You better put your money on the table and see what I could do for you. You understand? And y'all, I'm guilty of this. I used to listen to that music heavy. Like, first of all, when you're getting closer to God, you can't even sit in that for so long because you start to feel convicted. Like, you're like, okay, let me take it off. Like, after a while, you can't listen to that anymore. Like, you know, it does nothing for you. And at the end of the day, you just start to realize that you're honestly unhappy inside. At the end of the day, she thought she won. But the only thing you could really do is just pray for her salvation. Pray that God could, you know, help her self-esteem. You understand? Like, the only thing you could do is pray that she sees herself the way that God sees her, that she values herself more. And I really wish more women will value themselves more. And I wish women would also value men as well. And this is going to be something that is going to get a lot of people upset, but at the end of the day, I feel like women and men, we don't value each other. We don't value each other at all, because we don't know our roles, and we don't know how God created us to be for each other. God created women to be helpmates for men, and God created men to love the women like, you know, they're supposed to love the women like they love the church. God created us to love each other, to protect each other, to take care of each other, not use each other. Like, everything nowadays is about using each other. Like, what can I get? You know, what can you do for me? Yes, a relationship works both ways. I add this to the table, you add this to the table, and we see what we working with. You understand? You want to be with someone that is on your level. You want to be with someone that adds value to your life and not take from it, right? So all of those aspects are important, but it's not all about that. It's really not all about that. It really isn't. And I think it's sad at the fact that we're casually talking about stuff like this and we're thinking it's cool, and it's really not. So when I saw that video, I was like, yo, like, that is crazy. And she felt no way about it. Like, she felt no way about it. And there's people right now that's going to watch this video and not feel any way about it either. They're going to be like, well, she getting to the bag. Sis, do you winning. We could do better. We could really do better. And we deserve better. We really deserve better, because God called us to be Proverbs 31 women. God called us to be, you know, precious. He called us to be his princesses. He called us to be, you know, loved the right way. Not loved with money and materialistic things. You know, he desires all of us to be with a man that loves him first. He desires us to be with a man that loves him first, that put God's first. Because the only way a man could really love you is if he really loves God and has a real relationship with God. Because if he doesn't have a real relationship with God, it's not going to work. Y'all, I tried it. Epic fail. Epic fail. Epic fail. If y'all didn't see my last video, epic fail. Like, y'all, you got to be with someone. And, okay, I know a lot of men also say, a lot of men and women, you know, a lot of people say, oh yeah, I'm a Christian and things like that. But it's not even about, oh, I'm a Christian, I go to church. It's about, you know, do you really live out the walk for Jesus Christ? Are you dying to yourself daily? Are you trying to make the steps to grow closer to God? Are you trying to look more like Christ? So when God says, hey, don't have sex before marriage, you're not having sex before marriage. If God says, hey, don't be like this world, that means, hey, I'm not on OnlyFans. You're not supposed to look like this world. You're supposed to value yourself. And it's crazy because when you start talking like this, then it goes into, oh, you're being judgmental and, you know, no, God loves all of us. And it's like, I feel like people only take what they want to take and just leave the rest behind because they don't really want to change their behavior. You understand what I mean? Like, this walk with Jesus Christ is not easy. This walk with dying to yourself every single day, dying to lust, dying to lying, dying to yourself, dying to being selfish and being more of a giver, being more of a helper. It's hard to do because naturally we want to, you know, naturally we were born sinners. Like, naturally we don't want to follow God. Your flesh does not want to. But when you realize who God really is, when you start to see God for who he really is and understand like the grace that he has over your life, when you really understand like, yo, he loves me and he loves me for real and it's not fake love. And he doesn't even ask anything of you. He just wants you to follow him and tell everybody else about him. He doesn't ask much. He's not asking for a lot. He's just asking for you to obey his commandments, love him, serve him, be fisher of men, minister the gospel, tell people about him, and do what's right. It's crazy that doing what's right makes people uncomfortable and doing what's wrong makes people comfortable. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy, y'all. But yeah, y'all, if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Share your thoughts in the comments below. And I'll see you in the next video.
Can't keep going.